Do you speedrun any other games, or is this your first one?
This is my first one. I'm planning on learning some others soon, but I wanted to get a better time in this first because my current record isn't very good. Yeah, we reset a few times because of a few mistakes, and once the stream just wasn't loading very well, but now we're actually going to do a full run, not reset.
Yep.
Okay, so,
I'm just gonna call you Edie.
or King. Okay, so, let's start. Ready?
Yep.
On your marks, get set, go!
Somehow figured out.
To make it easier, Chloe here is reading the chat and doing the timer for me. Because one of the things that messes me up is reading the chat, plus when I'm in the middle of a level, I can't really stop to read it, so this makes it better for everybody. Sadly, you can't see the timer because I couldn't get it to work with the streaming software, so I'm just streaming directly from the capture card. I still have the timer going, but
Yeah, so 1 second right now.
nice, another goal switch. I love that little trick. Okay, nice. Now we just got a goal switch. Yes. Okay. This is going well. So, Dee Dee, how you doing?
You having a good day so far?
Enjoying watching this speed run? Okay, Chloe, just one more level and then the boss, so we'll get back to the timer. If you have any questions about speedrunning, I'll be happy to answer. Because as long as I don't have to turn and read the question myself, since Chloe's here reading it to me, I can talk the whole time.
Yeah, and if really any questions, we don't care. Like yesterday,
Someone asked us.
literally asked, what is the meaning of life?
Apparently the answer was 42.
42.
You don't even remember the meaning of life. She went for the poetic definition. I went for the biological definition. Turns out the guy was going for the sci-fi definition. Nice. That was perfect. Fakeless crow. Okay, so you're... Now. I have never had a fight with that boss so perfect. In case you don't know, it's fakeless because sometimes when he hits those eggs down, there will be fake ones that you can't grab. And I reset a minute ago because, well, that's not why I reset, but I reset and he had dropped 4 eggs in a row that were fake. By the way, can you hear me? Maybe in a minute, Chloe, you need to type into the chat, hey, can everybody hear us?
Yeah.
Just in case. If not, this would have been really awkward. And I would have no commentary for my speedrun. I mean, the mic's on, it's reading as I'm saying things. Maybe if I'll move it a bit closer to my face. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, because
Sometimes we have microphone problems, and we think we're answering people's questions, and then they say they can't hear us. So
yeah,
it's
so we're just making sure.
if you haven't already, Chloe, you might want to switch back to the timer.
Yeah.
Okay. No. And don't be shy. I mean, we like it when people talk. Even if they're just saying, "Wow, you just messed up and died really badly there." At least helps to see that somebody watched it and maybe thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah. It's just like.
Yes, I got that. I never get that trick.
Makes it more interesting. Yeah, so there's someone to talk to.
Because Chloe gets bored after a while. If it's just me. Oh, that was it. Dun, 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 dun. Baiting him into a trap when a cannonball will randomly fall from the sky. Makes no sense, but it happens. Fell right into my trap. Bam. Okay, get ready, Chloe. I think we're like 10 and 20 seconds ahead of the record. Not the record, my record. Okay. Now. Nice. So, if you're interested, 6 minutes and 20 seconds for the first two worlds. Darn it, I missed. And I missed again. Okay. Well, you can't get everything. That loses about 10 seconds, but it's not the end of the world. It's not a death, and it's not like I missed a big trick. Do you say anything, Chloe?
No.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Hey, Dee, what's your favorite video game? Like to play or to watch? I don't really care.
Or you can type it in the chat. I haven't been keeping track. Over the summer, when I decided I wanted to speedrun it, maybe 15 to 20. Not too bad. Yeah, probably about 20, because I also did one run over the summer. And then since it's Labor Day weekend, I'm like, hey, I have extra time off of stuff, why don't I try another run? But if... Oh, and also keep in mind if I don't reply to a question right away. 1, unless Chloe sees it and tells me I can only reply out of levels. And 2, there's naturally a 15 to 20 second delay between what I'm saying and what you're seeing. Oof, that was bad, but there's a DK barrel up here. At least I'm gonna get hit somewhere, that's a good spot. Okay.
Just let everyone know.
Where I'm supposed to go. Ah, shoot. Quick reflexes. This is pretty slow compared to my record, but remember, it's always better to be a little slower and survive than die, because if you die, you're losing a minimum of 30 seconds, even on the shortest of levels. And then we just roll to victory. Now, Crockhead. Blech. So I was telling Chloe earlier, everybody hates this level. Everybody who's ever played this game, speedrunning or normally, everybody hates this level. There are a few levels like that in the game, but as a whole, most are just like hard but fun. There's just a few like this that you're like, really? The thing is, since so much of it is just swamp, there's not really anywhere to get traction. And then, as you'll see, for the whole second half of the level, we're jumping on these crocodile heads, and they're very slippery, so we can't get any traction to do any rolls or anything, you know, speed up. So I just play it safe. Still try and go quick, but not so that I will mess up. Because if you fall into the swamp, it's instant death. Nice! I've never done that before, but it worked really well. Oh, that was a close one, man. Okay. Whew. That was the best I've ever done that level. Feeling pretty confident. Have we died yet, Chloe? Perfect. So I always like to ask everybody this: what brings you to the stream? I think I saw you on Super Paper Mario the other day. So were you like following or something, or were you just randomly searching for Donkey Kong Country 2? See, you know, normally I like to interact with the chat a bit more than this, but since the main purpose of this is to go really fast, you know, I can't take any special requests for doing tricks or anything. Probably shouldn't tell you this, Chloe, but did you know that Twitch has its own set of emoticons?
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. You might like to call them emojis. They're all for, most of them are like the logo of famous people, but you saw like the other day we had someone sent us the howling dog.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he answered, so can you read that?
I was looking for the streams with the least viewers.
Okay. Good and bad. At least you found us.
Yeah, that's good.
Eventually, someday, we'll have more viewers. Maybe. Possibly. Nice. Am I gonna get it this time? Let's find out. Yes! Yes, I got it, Chloe. Did you see that?
Yes.
I did the wrong warp. I only get that like 20% of the time. I've never gotten it in a full run, only practicing just that level. So that is really great. That's a huge time saver. Really, if I just do that and die about half as much, then I should set a new record. Not just a new record, like a good record, like an hour and 10 minutes. It's a bit ambitious, but I also did really terrible last time, so factoring that in, plus I know Scrolly Scroll now. Scrolly Scroll, It's this really cool glitch that you'll see in about 2 levels that temporarily turns the level into a really fast auto-scroller. So Diddy and Dixie start moving really, really fast, so it saves a ton of time. And it just looks super cool. I'm hoping to get it because I was telling my friend about it earlier, and she thought it sounded super cool, so I want to get it so I have it on video and I can show her, hey look, I did it. Super cool thing I was telling you about. About 2 months ago, I really started because of speedrunning. Because I had wanted to get a capture card of some sort to like make videos for a while, and then when I started speedrunning, I decided like that additional was enough reasons for me to get one because then I could stream speedruns. At the very least, I plan to start speedrunning Donkey Kong Country 3, though probably a whole bunch of stuff. And I also just do it for fun, like I got Paper Mario the other day, so I'm playing that for the first time and streaming it, and that is really fun. Especially when you get someone that has played it, so you know you can kind of compare, like, oh, they know all these like tricks and stuff. I mean, I'd have to look exactly. I did some test streams a few weeks before that, but it doesn't really count because they mostly broke. Yes. So if you're on the chat, get ready to hit the timer. My one question here is, why is there TNT barrels in the treetops of the bayou? Like, I mean, I get it in the final boss battle of Donkey Kong Country, and King K. Rool stomps like that, and cannonballs come down because you're in a pirate ship and there's cannons everywhere, so I expect it to be fully stocked with cannonballs. Had to improvise a bit there, but I'm alive. Yes! Okay, get ready. This is like the best time ever so far. And now. So Mr. D, or Miss, I don't know, but get ready to witness the amazing power of Scrolly Scroll. I don't know who came up with that name. I mean, it makes sense since it's about the screen scrolling, but it's one of the stupidest names I've ever heard. The trick with this level and the other hive levels is climbing up the honey. It takes a bit of practice for the technique, and if you do it badly, you can lose a lot of time. So we're going to need a spider friend, Squidder, to do the Scrolly Scroll. You get hit there on purpose, because then you can just invincibility through those bees. Nice. Okay, I messed it up. But you saw there like it was going super fast for a second, and that still saves us a little bit of time as opposed to the normal route. So I'm happy with it. That's bad. No point going for Scrolly Scroll again.
So you can do Scrolly Scroll now.
I'm not gonna risk it. Oh. That's pretty much all I could afford to die in this world.
Well, if you're wondering, it's 19 minutes.
Okay. Again, could be a lot worse. In many ways. Yeah, I know. Because I did it in practice, and it looked so cool. But, I mean, you saw it was cool for, like, 10 seconds, and then I died.
Yeah, it is really cool. I watched do it.
You can.
It's really cool.
Oh well. It's not the end of the world. At least it wasn't like the biggest trick. You know, getting the thing in Slime Climb where you saw I just warped out the level. That's actually a bigger trick that saves more time.
Wow.
Are we gonna have to reset? No.
We are sorry, baby. It's just like,
Why am I doing so bad all of a sudden?
I don't know.
That's it. I'm going for scrolly scroll.
Okay, we're gonna see if we can do scrolly scroll.
Darn it. It's not really much point anymore because I lost Diddy. Oh, and I lost Squitter. Okay, this is a disaster. Should we reset? Or just quit?
I don't know.
Because this is like our 5th attempt because we kept making little mistakes that I had to reset. As long as this is like the only mistake I make in this world, then we can still afford to have done this. Be met with a terrible fate. At least this song is great. There we go. Let's just get out of here. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. What? Yes.
Saying, don't forget, I won't be
Okay.
doing a speedrun.
I doubt it. But still, we got one person. That's good. Thanks for showing up. Even if it's only for a few minutes, we appreciate it. I was just disappointed in myself because like I practiced scrolly scroll for like 20 minutes today, so I was really excited to get it and show everybody that I could do it. This right here, except for the first levels, just because they're like kind of teaching you the basics. This is the easiest level. And I grabbed the hidden DK coin. Since it doesn't take any time like any DK coin like that, I like to grab it. Disco Train. This soundtrack like is not only awesome, but it has awesome names. And that's it for this level. Now for the hardest level in the whole game. Yeah, it's fine. Actually, no, they're the best because since there's very few ways to speed it up, it's easy to get a perfect level. Because, I mean, as long as you don't die, that's pretty much a perfect. Whereas, like, in a level with a lot of technical tricks to speed it up, there's a lot of ways to mess up in getting a good time. So, most speedrunners tend to think of an auto-scroller as kind of like a free level or a break. Especially ones that like that are on rails, so not only is it auto-scrolling, but you can't speed it up. Nothing you can do, you can make it go faster, so there's no pressure to make it go faster. If you get what I'm saying. there's this hook here. I think it's... Then yeah, we're at the midway point. Climb up here really fast. Dodge all the birds. Grab Diddy. This level isn't too long, it's just the first time you do it, it's difficult to get used to Squawks. The parrot, like, he has terrible handling. Like, so it's just hard to get used to him, like the angle you fire the coconut. Everything about it is weird your first time. So add in the fact that there's all these obstacles and you have only previously in the game had one opportunity to use him and it was purely vertical. We skipped that because of the warp. It's called Squawks' Shaft. And then also, Squawks isn't very fast. And this whole level, unless you've done it so much and you have it memorized, it's kind of hard to tell what's going to come next. There is a trick. Very, very few people can do it. It's one of the hardest tricks in the game, but there is a trick. The way in Slime Climb you saw I went in the barrel and it just warped me out of the level. There is a trick to do that here, but it's much more difficult to execute. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking for a second. Oh god, that's terrible. Yeah, that's also this world. Okay, made it. Your first time it's terrible. Since the boss is very pattern based, like he always does exactly the same things. He's the boss I had to do the most to get used to, but now about 95% of the time I beat him without dying. And since it's a pretty short stage, it's okay 55% of the time that I do mess up. This stage is trickier than it looks. Just because there's so many little gaps there. On their own, just the gaps, or just jumping over the other racers would be easy, but it's in combination, because, you know, there's places where you can't jump like that.
I like freak Bruce up.
It's okay, Bruce.
In case you're wondering, Bruce is the chewie.
He is sleeping on our laps while we're doing this. This is a common one to mess up in, or choke, I believe is the term. The one that kills everybody is the dude in second place, because he's right before a bunch of gaps, so there's no good opportunity to get ahead of him. This dude, yeah, this dude's pretty hard. See, because I almost died there. I barely had an opportunity to jump. And then this dude is second place, because you see right there, I missed it. It's a very narrow window. Okay, but I got it. And then there's just like 2 more jumps. And then first place is pretty much free. See? Just 1 more short set of jumps here. And if memory serves me right, we're home free. My favorite world, I know you didn't ask, so it sounds rude that I'm phrasing it like an answer, but my favorite world's probably World 5. World 1 and 2 you just warp through. World 3, everybody hates, because all the levels have some trick that makes them really hard. And World 4 has Bramble Scramble, and this level. You know, whenever I'm talking to anybody, I'm like, you know how earlier in the run I said swamp levels are the hardest levels? This is the hardest swamp level.
I thought you said the other one was the hardest.
This one's the hardest because these little crow dudes won't leave you alone. Normally, I would, since I can get traction on these barrels, unlike in the other swamp. This run is pretty much dying here, but... Oh, I didn't even get to the halfway. Since all the dragonflies and crows are basically disrupting all your movement, it's good to, you know, get into, like, it's hard to get into, like, a nice, just fast, I'm moving. They're swampy. Darn it!
This right here.
Still, I said I was going to do a run today, so even if I don't set a new record, I'm still finishing this. For better or worse. Probably worse. It's good to be pessimistic, because then, if you set a new record, you get super excited.
Yeah.
I'm not making that up.
You're like, sweet, I was just talking about how I'm doing so horrible, and then I set a new record.
Right. Or like if you, like if I had not been expecting to get Scrolly Scroll and I got it, then I would be really excited about that. Darn, I did the exact same thing. Are we gonna need to reset? We're half an hour. We're half an hour and we can't.
I was like, no.
By the way, that is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I keep doing the exact same things that get me killed. Why is he making these noises?
Because he's like, just let me sleep. I'm like, no.
Darn, you can't duck there either. This is my bird protection. Just gotta take it slow. The halfway barrel should be like right here after this next bird. Yes! I'm like, why is he just standing there? I forgot you need him. Oddly enough, that barrel is not marked as a DK barrel. Like, you don't hear Diddy saying banging on it and being asked to let out. And it isn't marked DK, but that's what it is. And this is one of those rare levels where the first half is actually a lot harder than the second half. Technically, there was a wrong warp I could have done where, like, I did an invisible beetle thing like in Slime Climb, except with the cannonball, but it's really tough to do. It's recommended that you don't do that one unless you're very experienced. Heart will stop there, man. So that is what I have against swamps.
Okay. Go to the honey one.
This one's fun. And it is the third easiest in this world. The two auto scrollers are pretty easy. Now there's a trick here, I'll see if I can get it. Nope. I was supposed to have thrown Dixie up earlier, so then when I got hit, Dixie, since she was already in the air, she like flew up super high. It would have brought me to about here-ish. And by here-ish, I mean right here. So, it saves about 20 seconds. So it would have been nice if I could have gotten it, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, halfway. And then the rest of the level is short and easy.
Big question.
Uh-huh.
Favorite swamp
think of what else swamp levels there are. Here, Clay, do you know of any like good swamp levels? Actually, no. No, man, swamps aren't very common.
Legend of K.
That swamp was terrible.
Those are the only swamps I can think of.
Yeah. Give me a minute. Oh, I know.
What?
Shoot, what's it called? Bubble Gloop Swamp from Banjo-Kazooie, which, in case you don't know, made by the same developer as this game. That swamp is awesome. It's like really fun. There's a couple of hard parts to it, but it's mostly not too bad. So that is my example of a good swamp level. It's not exactly analogous, since this is like individual levels in a side scroller, whereas that is like 3D open. You got to explore and collect things. Animal Crossing New Leaf. Remember you wanted to visit?
Yeah.
Okay, so here is that one boss fight with Squawks. I will show you how to do it fairly well. Not perfect. The key there is he always starts his attack pattern at the top of the hive, so you want to try and lead him up to the top of the hive. Got to improvise a bit here. Coconuts. What the heck? Everything that I could possibly mess up, I'm messing up.
You're just having one of those days.
Yeah.
Like Dad and Splatoon, where you're just like lose.
No, it's just, it sucks because I've been like having the best practice sessions ever.
I know, right? Like,
I'm always like, wow, I learned these 10,000 new tricks in practice that I've never done before. Not 10,000. And some people will also say, oh, well, now you're in a rut, you keep messing up, you don't think you can do it, so it's shutting your body down. I'm just gonna be like, shut up, psychology. Yeah. Nice. I got hit. That sounds weird, but it's true. You want to get hit there because Dixie's guitar solo, I already told you, is shorter than Diddy's rap. This could be worse. I wish I had saved my splits last run so I could see how I'm doing in comparison. Okay, now. But at least
that time is 38 minutes.
this gives me something to work towards next time. And at least it's just a speedrun. I'm saying just as in, there are weekly Donkey Kong Country 2 races that I am allowed to participate in. So I'm saying it's a good thing it's not a race and I'm doing really badly. I want to get better before competing in the weekly races because the average time in those is about somewhere between an hour and 50 minutes, or 50 minutes and an hour. So since my record right now is an hour and 24, obviously I want to be better before doing a race like a pro. This level is like super fun. In terms of design and music, I love all the forest levels, but this is the only one that's actually like fun. Gusty Glade is hard, and Web Woods is just like, ugh. It's another one. I actually quite enjoy it, but it's another one of those levels that everybody just doesn't like very much because it's hard to do fast. Okay, that was good. So we're more than halfway through the game. The levels do get longer and harder as we go on. So the key here is to jump as little as possible, except jump into the doors where you go into the sections with the ghosts. Fun fact, in the Game Boy like sequel, remake, whatever you want to call it, this level isn't in there because the Game Boy can't handle the semi-transparent sprite of the ghost. And it's also just really large. I don't know if it's necessarily the transparency or just the detail, but the Game Boy, it's not because the Game Boy couldn't do the minecart or the plus barrels, it's because of the ghost sprite, and they couldn't find any good replacement. I don't know what it is instead, because I don't have the game. Okay. This music is awesome. It's the only song that only plays in one area in the game. Oh, if you run, the plus and minus barrels increase or decrease your time, and if you run out of time, the ghost will get you. But as long as there's time, he's not allowed to hurt you. Oh no, see, he got me. But since I had 2 Kongs, it's okay. So it gives me a bit of time back. So they're not mean, it's not like a... Oh, see, that was very close, but it's not like a, oh, you messed up, now you lose all your Kongs, you have to start the level. Oh no, that wasn't a DK roll, that. Okay. Still, I didn't actually die. And, you know, last time I ended up going into every bonus level somehow, so that was just a mess. I'm like, how did I accidentally go in the hard to get to bonuses? What just happened? You kind of have to have Dixie for this level. I mean, it's technically possible with Diddy, but it's much harder and slower, so I like to always have Dixie. Because her hair makes crossing these gaps so much easier. Like right here, she can just glide over that. Instead, I don't know what alternative Diddy has to that gliding. Right there. Just, it makes it generally easier. Until she dies, of course. R.I.P. Guess, did Dee Dee said anything, Chloe? Yes. One of the major deterrents for me doing a true ending run, which is beat every level, is the last level. You may know it has squawks, which I already said I hate, and there's strong winds, so he's getting blown into the spiky vines on either side. It's just terrible. It's like, why? The rest of the level is really fun. It's a 5-part level called Animal Antics, where you get to control the animal buddies. It's mostly easy. It's just that one Squawks part. This level has Squawks' cousin, Quawks.
Okay, I was like, he's a different color than usual.
Nice.
That's not nice.
It's okay.
It's like,
Since there's many ways to go about this level, because Dixie's hair can work similar to Quawks' flapping, they label the strats as optimal, which is the best, safe, which is, you know, you're playing it safe, and then what I'm doing is called baby, because since there's so many routes, you know, I'm taking a few risks, but not a lot. So it's faster than normal, but I'm really just trying to not die, because this is a hard level. Chloe, when I did that cover of Flight of the Zinger, this song the other day, what the heck? I should have had footage of Scrolly Scroll.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. People always say, like, seem to think I'm talented because I cover video game music and it's not bad. So, yeah. If you were wondering about me saying that.
Like I was wondering.
Chloe, you were there when we filmed it.
I know. You're just like.
Okay. This is a miracle. Now for Webwoods. This one is tricky. I think I was at about 52 minutes by the time I beat this level last time. Don't know what the time is now because there is about a 50 or 60% chance I'm going to die somewhere. If we're judging by my past experience with this level. That certainly didn't help. Oh, for a second there I was afraid I had broken it. Because of the way that, like, since I got hit going to the door, it was like black for an unusually long time. At least this level doesn't have flight. I guess that wouldn't really work because of the way you're perched on the webs. Come on, instant webs, don't fail me now. The other thing, this level, I believe is easier on emulator because basically, as with any time you use Squitter, there's a trick. Since both the L and R buttons generate his web platform, so if you press them both at the same time, it basically instantly creates a web wherever you're standing. So, the only problem with that is on authentic SNES controllers from the 90s, like this one I'm holding in my hands, then sometimes the L and R buttons get worn out, especially compared to the other buttons since they're kind of chintzy. So, sometimes the insta-webs don't fire properly. So in an area like this, where I'm depending on my webs to survive, I don't really like to take the risk. There are a few areas, but mostly when I'm already over land or I'm near enough to another web or land. Like there, I created another insta-web in case the one under me fell out. Sweet DK bro. I've never died here, so I've never noticed that. This is my least favorite forest level. Augusty Glade I used to dislike, but now that I've practiced it more, it's actually really fun. The thing that trips me up with this level is the screen height changes. In some parts you can go up really high, whereas some parts you're restricted to be very low to the ground. So sometimes I mess up and end up being too high. It's really just the having to go up and down to dodge all these obstacles. Whoa, that was weird. That was like a glitch. That web shouldn't have given out. Like, I guess maybe it picks the one you're not fully standing on first. But still, this is getting risky. No! So close. At least I got to the halfway point, but I was literally like, that was the exit to the level. Something I forgot to do last time. I'm supposed to shoot webs while I'm going down there.
Makes sense.
I just kind of spaced. You think you can shield yourself from my awesomeness with your cannonballs? Okay, apparently he does. So like, I'm not too upset. It's really just the messing up in Hornet Hole that upsets me, because most of the levels I've died on are the ones you're going to die on, like this one. Nobody can do this fast and not die at the same time. I actually met a guy the other day, who was watching me practice, that is working on beating the whole game blindfolded. And I'm like, wow, like, some levels I can see, and you know, like, even this one's all patterns, but I'm still like, how? I guess if you're gonna do one blindfolded, but this is a hard game, being blindfolded would make it too much harder. Okay, near the end, so I just gotta run. Now just a couple more web platforms gets me out of this accursed forest.
Nice. 2 minutes faster than usual.
Okay, and then I also died literally 5 times in a row on this boss last time, so if I could just die only once, I should be good. It's weird that, you know, this is the 5th world, so it should be more difficult than the 4th, but I find it easier. I mean, this boss has been a lot easier since I started speedrunning, because I found out this strategy where you just sit in the corner and you roll, which is much easier than the normal way to beat him of standing in the center and trying not to get hit by all the crows. I wonder why this is called Creepy Crow instead of like Crow's Revenge or something. Wouldn't that sound cooler? I mean, I guess Creepy Crow, you know, you get the double C replaced by a K. But still, I like Crow's Revenge better. Okay, get ready for it. Now. Now we're on to K Rules Keep. I also had a few levels I messed up in this world last time, so if I can do a bit better on those, then we should be good. Really just less than an hour and 50, that's what I'm looking for here. If I got like some actually good fast time, that would be better, but less than an hour 15, and I will consider this run to have been a success. What? I hit that dude. You saw I hit him.
Yeah, well, he's another fish.
I don't care what kind of fish he is. I hit him fair and square. I think I even died in this level somehow. And I was like, what? This is the easy, fun level. You get to play as On Guard. That was a close one. I have 9 lives. Last time when I was here, I had only 1, so. Thank you. And thanks for, you know, keep through all those terrible deaths in World 4 and continuing to watch, because now this is looking at like a quality run. This level's fun. It's hard the first 1 or 2 times, but it's a very unique design, and it's a level with blowing wind that I actually like. Because the wind isn't trying to blow me off to my death. It's actually helping me. Easiest skip of the level right there. You can just go to the left, and you save like 5 to 10 seconds. I don't know how no one caught that in testing. Midway we're already. This is when it starts to get tough. Let's see if I can get the damage boost. Nope, missed it. Oh well. So now that just means I'm missing a Kong in a crucial part. Or dead. Well, then maybe I'll get the damage boost. Because if I do, that just about makes up for the time I just lost. Nope. Oh well. This section is a pain. I'm like, why? Ah! Sorry. Maybe I'll get the damage boost this time.
What is the damage boost?
You've seen it, right? Maybe not. So basically, when Dixie gets hit on the beat, if you have her get hit in just the right way, then it launches Diddy up to the next floor of this well. Yes. Very slightly, nothing that matters for this run. If I was going for 100%, then I would want to have the Japanese version because there's more text that you have to see, and there's also a couple of glitches that can only be done in the original Japanese copy. Because, in case, you know, let me try and explain. Basically, you know, these days, whenever they find big glitches in the game, they patch them. Well, in old cartridges like these, they would just, since they would continue producing the cartridge, they would just make a new version every few months, fixing a few bugs. So, usually, you want the earliest version that you can find, though it often doesn't really matter. Or like, I'm about to do a glitch called the Castle Crush skip in the next level, Castle Crush, that only works in this version. It doesn't work in the earlier versions. Okay, this is the end of the level. I only play original SNES. It was suggested to me the other day, a suggestion that I should probably follow. Oh shoot. I need to kill myself. Because I need both Kongs to do the Castle Crush glitch. It was suggested to me yesterday during practice that I just try an emulator for the hard tricks that I can't do, so I can kind of like see from a technical level, like maybe even tool assisted, how exactly I would do the trick, so I can learn. I think you said something else.
Well, wait, this game is...
Yes, but it was released in Japan, and for some reason that version is different. So I guess technically the British version would be the original version, but Japan 1.0 is what is most commonly used for speedrunning. That is a bit confusing, I'll admit. It's just interesting. I guess maybe that's one of the other things I like about Rare is, you know, since all video game developers are Japanese, you know, it's cool to see a game that was actually written to be played in the English language with a British or American culture, you know. Okay, almost to the skip. Just one more hard part and then we're home free. Set this down careful. This level is a pain if you had to do it all the way, because there's so many parts where like this elevator thing itself causes the level to lag. Yes, I did it! So that was the Castle Crush skip. If you blinked, you would have missed it because it's so fast. For some reason, during my last run, I developed this bad habit of doing that barrel into the wall a little early. So on my last run, I just missed it entirely. But today, I remembered how to do it. I I just got a new visual cue. I had previously been basing it off of where the chain was on the wall, but I realized for me, personally, it's actually easier to base it off of when the porcupine is about to drop down. Nice. Oops. Hold on. The common strategy there is for Diddy to ditch his girlfriend, but instead I do it the other way around. Oops, this is about to be unfrozen. Darn it! I messed up the timing with the invincibility. I'm supposed to be able to still be invincible running through these guys. That was awkward, but at least if you're gonna mess up, that's where. Okay, so it'll be tight, but it's possible to get an hour and 15, right, Chloe? Where are we at right now? Okay, so just 3 levels and then the boss. So the boss is 3 minutes, so that gives me 4 minutes for each level. This level should take about 3 minutes, maybe 2.5. Right, there's 2 levels left in this world. The last world is just 1 level and then that 3-minute boss fight. Ah, darn it. Gotta be careful here, this is the midway barrel. So if you die here, it would suck. I don't know why they hid the midway barrel out of the way like that. It's kind of mean. Oh, come on. Oh, come on! That is just rude, dude. Stop shoving people. Have you no manners? Alright, this is where you climb out super fast. I thought this was the cannonballs. This whole level is basically sets where you get to choose between 2 obstacles and then B's in the big square. Okay. So here you just alternate. I was just making sure that I had it in the right pattern. Then technically there's an invisible gap in the wall there, so you can go kill those dudes if you want, but it leads to a bonus, and since I'm not going for 100%, there's no point in that. It would just waste time. Unless they had killed me, in which case I would want vengeance, and I wouldn't care about the run anymore. Come on. Gotta beat the bees, gotta beat the bees, gotta beat the bees. I beat the bees! Just go really, really fast. And then we're almost there. Whoa! We're there. That was kind of awkward, how we're all like, whoa, oh wait, no, we're just there. Stop singing. Shoot. I got hit early on there, that was bad, but I'll try it. Because there's not many DK barrels in this level, but this isn't, but really, it's more about not slipping up and getting hit by the slime until we reach the midway barrel where there's more enemies, and by that point I've reached the midway barrel, so there would have been no point in restarting. If you follow my logic. Now this part I occasionally choke just because I slipped through that gap. Guess there was a DK barrel there, but since I'm prone to slipping through that gap and dying, I'm not going to go for that. Darn it. Okay, this is a little tense.
Like, this is intense, and it's just, the snake just looks goofy.
He is happy to be alive and be a snake. And now we get to the midway point. So if we die, at least we made it to the midway. It gets harder in the second half, in my opinion, mainly because squawks, but at least we've got like some insurance. We made it through the first half of the level, you know. That was some fancy flying. If I do say so myself. Maybe a new PB for this level. PB and J. I did that on purpose in case anybody was wondering. It's faster to die there and just make sure you take out these dudes. Because then we just go into Squitter, and Squitter's easy because since we're up against the wall, we can just make insta-webs to the top. Just 4 insta-webs. So just 4 insta-webs and you're there. Bam. Okay, so get ready, Chloe, for the boss. It's not actually a boss, so it's gonna fade to black pretty quickly. And now. K. Rool took Donkey Kong away. We're into the final section of our run, just one level, which is easy in speedrunning, because there's a glitch that you can use.
So one level and then the final boss.
And the final boss. Yeah. The only thing I'm afraid of is when I did the final boss earlier.
What is this crazy glitch?
Yeah, where Dixie got frozen on the final hit, and I had to restart the game.
It was weird. She was just like frozen with her eyes moving.
Yeah, like
her tongue sticking out, like
the face.
And then she's like frozen there.
The face that she makes whenever you enter a boss room, she was just stuck making that. K. Rool kept using his final attack over and over again. So I had to reset, but since we're in a speed run, we can't reset because we never saved. I always get scared for a minute there that like I messed something up and I missed the cannon. Yeah. In case you're wondering, that was a damage boost. Basically, for some reason, if you just go over Screech, the evil purple parrot, then the race isn't triggered. So technically you can do it without getting hit, but getting hit, basically, since you can just go through the vines above him, it ensures that you're not going to activate the race. It makes it less tense, you know, much lower chance that you're going to die, because in terms of like actual level difficulty, this is less difficult than Bramble Scramble. It's just the tenseness of the race. And also, if you're really fast, so you would win the race anyways, you don't have to, normally the screen would stop and it would go 3, 2, 1, like it would start the race and have a little scene. So you get to skip that. Okay. To get my 1:15, I have 7 minutes. If I do this perfectly, I will move up 3 places on the global leaderboard.
Yeah, she just got stuck in that place.
Yeah. This is bringing back all sorts of memories because 2 weeks ago I did a cover of this on my keyboard and guitar. It was pretty hard, and I was actually able to just use the footage from my last speedrun in the video. So that was another advantage to having the capture card instead of having to like try and ask somebody if I could have their footage, or try and like steal something off of a YouTube video, or like complicated stuff. I could just go, oh, I just plugged in this card and I did it. Okay, cool. Would have been nice to have more viewers here for a big moment of triumph, but at least we got you, DD, so. And someone that's stuck with me the whole time is better than a bunch of people that showed up for 5 seconds. last speedrun was terrible. Not only was I messing up a lot more, but also my stream was glitching out. So the stream was 20 minutes behind. So when the viewers were seeing Clapper's Cavern, that 4th level of K. Rool's Keep, I was saying, I did it! I beat K. Rool and set a speedrun record! And then it was just silence for like 20 minutes as the stream caught up. I don't know why it happened, but it hasn't happened since, so. I love how he shoots the barrel out like a spinny way like that. Did you say something? Is that why you're laughing? Oh. Nice, we got 3 hearts. Heart-worthy. Across and he starts to turn invisible. No! Oh wait, poof. That was a close one. If you're gonna get hit on that first one. And for the last hit, there's a backup strategy for if you get hit with his gas. Oh shoot. I'm dead. That's what happened. Maybe I'm not. What happened was I got too close to K. Rool and he hit me. However, the last hit is the hardest one. Yeah, my controls are reversed. No! I can still make it. I can still make it. I won't move up on the leaderboard, but I can still make less than an hour and 15 if I immediately go back into the level. Oh my god, how did that happen? Because I was trying to beat, there was one dude that had an hour and 12, and I'm like, oh, I can beat that. If only I had gotten some goals. You just hit spacebar one more time and it'll record it as like that's the final time you did it, you're the best. Just make sure you don't close it until we hit save. I think it's set to autosave, but I'm not sure since I've never used this timer before, so I just want to make sure. Because, you know, better safe than sorry. Because last time, I couldn't find a good app, so I was using an online timer that someone had programmed, and, you know, I messed with the programming a bit to make it a bit better. But the point of this story is that it doesn't autosave, and I forgot to save before I closed the internet, and then there was no way to recover the splits. Which really, really, really sucked. Luckily, in my video, I shouted out, I did it! 1 hour, 24 minutes, and this many seconds. I'm dead. Oh my god, oh no! I can't believe I missed the goal by a minute. Oh man. It just feels so terrible after like this whole hour. Thanks for your words of encouragement. At least if I was gonna die, I died there instead of at the very end like last time. Still, I did this too. I literally, this morning, to make sure this wouldn't happen, I did this fight 3 times in a row perfectly without getting hit. What did you say? Oh, you just looked over like something. The best is the way Donkey Kong's eyes bug out of his head. And they like turn like little telescopes. You know, I guess it makes sense since it's the same developer, but the face that they make when they're scared of the boss is the same that the Battletoads make when they see the boss. I've never played that type of mode. We don't just have an NES lying around. Well, it might be on the mini NES, which I'm totally getting, but there is an arcade version, so look out for that. It's fun. It's really hard, so you'll probably feel like you wasted a quarter, but it's just something you have to do. Don't worry, I won't die this time.
I'm sorry to say, guys. It's 1 minute and 1 hour, 15 minutes.
It's killing me.
He's dying inside.
Of course, I can always just do this next week. I mean, it depends on how much, like, work and stuff I have, but... I love how Arcade makes, like, the dopest tosses. And he always looks so surprised. I'm like, you're the one who keeps giving us, like, practically handing us a cannonball and then doing your suction attack. Why are you so surprised that we hit you? But I still did better than last time.
Yeah.
Last time was an hour and 24 minutes. So far, this is better than an hour and 24 minutes. So, the strategy for Diddy is just keep going into the corner. Dixie will almost get sucked, so it's a bit more intense if you're doing it with her. No! Oh no!
We're sorry. You're gonna leave our street now.
But this basically killed my whole run. This is like 12 minutes of losses when I...
It's just like, we're sorry.
I feel kind of like crying. Like,
Don't feel bad.
well, it's just... Well, that's fine. It's just... I don't know what's going on. Why I keep dying.
Please get on you. Us again. We usually do better.
It feels like it's been going on so much longer than an hour and 20 minutes. It's just like, after all... I mean, I didn't really practice much since last time, but after all the mistakes I didn't make, to then lose it here. Of course, I've seen it happen before, like with professional speedrunners. Not like I know a guy that does all 3 Donkey Kong Country games really well, and 3 nights in a row he tried Donkey Kong Country 3, and he died on the final boss, and that prevented him from getting his goal. But then he beat the final boss eventually. Donkey Kong Country 3 is a bit longer than 2, so it's even more frustrating.
Hey, we're still here. But it's alright. This boss is
That's really what's killing me, because like, if I was making mistakes but it was a normal, okay, it takes a minute to beat it boss. So if I die another time, I will actually have gone slower than last time, so I might as well quit. Still have a fighting chance. It's not much, but it's a chance. That's the time to do it. Trying to trick me by going invisible. Crazy. You think mere invisibility defeat me? probably actually wondering is how, and what he's probably actually thinking is, I could just keep doing the same thing because every single time they die, I don't even know how they're still alive. They're like creepy ghost people coming back to life. Diddy is slightly faster, so for this strategy of running away like a chicken, Diddy works better. You just hold Y, don't roll, don't do anything until the cannonball appears. I did it! Okay, get right, Chloe. Press space now. 1:20:18, so I still shaved off 4 minutes. Yes, for sure. I'd say it's bad. I've never beaten Battletoads, but I know Banjo-Kazooie, it's ridiculous. Like, it keeps going on and on and on and on. And same with the other Donkey Kong countries. And Banjo-Tooie is ridiculous. It's like 10 phases. Okay, well, thanks for watching. We actually did it.
Yeah, thank you for staying with us.
I missed my goal though, so I'll just leave it on here through the rest of the ending cutscene. So it looks all clean, and then I never bothered to watch the credits. Yes, the song is catchy. Dance.
I feel like you're gonna smash Bruce. Look at him, Alex.
What is he doing? You're very welcome. We'll definitely do it again sometime. Not another run, because some people say like they like to do them all the time, but me, the most I would do is like one a week, just because I would get too frustrated if I kept doing one every day and messing up.
Well, we have streamed Mario. Last night they streamed London 2012 Olympics. That was interesting. Sometimes we stream Yoshi's Woolly World, just like having to
That is one of the good things about having a capture card. You can't really customize the stream too well, but it's very easy. Like if you're just like, oh, we're playing video games, let's set up a microphone. Man, I forgot how long this ending cutscene